The return of Montrose Harbor. This is Montrose 4. Trying to get a different perspective of this place than the angles that I've drawn before. Orange paper. I'm excited to be working back on some bigger paper, have some room to run here. I came over today with the intention of drawing these fields of flowers with massive bird houses, or I like to call them bird hotels because they got so many rooms in them. A bird condo building. They're getting the uptown high rises right here on the waterfront, just like the humans. Montrose Harbor, where all the boats are parked, right behind it. But I couldn't quite get the perspective that I wanted, and I decided to just figure something else out. And so I found a seat on this bench right next to the inner workings of the harbor. You could look out to what feels like Montrose Island. It seems like it's just out there floating, but really the land wraps all the way around. And the inside is where all the boats are at. The outside is open waters of Lake Michigan. This perspective is going to be really forced because I'm kind of covering a lot of ground, a lot of space here. And if I drew this accurately how it looks in real life, there would just be way too much space in between all of these things. So all of it is going to be condensed together, make it just seem a little more ideal for the drawing. I've been chilling over here at Montrose non-stop lately. I'm trying to be over here as much as I can before the weather flips and all these boats are gone. This past week it's been incredibly nice, but we have had some ultra hot days, like hot as hell type days. And then we also have had what seems to be normal Chicago back to school weather, meaning you could really feel that chill coming off the lake. I'm not out here to count trees. I'm not out here to count boats. I'm here to make it feel as if we're looking at it, you know. So the number of trees, the number of boats don't gotta be accurate, not even at all. It's just gotta read like it. And so there's kind of 3 bulk sections of trees out there on that island. And instead of making it accurate to that whole cluster, we're just gonna group it, maybe 1, maybe 2 trees per cluster. And so there's 3 main clusters, 1 to the left, 1 to the right, 1 smack in the middle. We're gonna have 2, maybe 3 trees per cluster. After I get the line work mapped out, I'm going to do some sky fills over here. This would be behind the island as if the sun were rising. We are over here in the morning time, so we're going to make these sun rays coming out from behind the island make it seem like an explosion of light. It's really illuminating and making that island seem like the star of the image, which it is. After that, those light sections are added in. I'm going to come in with the black and start adding the darks, you know, the shady sides of these concrete block amphitheater areas, that type of stuff. Still want to darken it up a little bit with the shading marker. You've seen me use this before. The foliage of the trees, some darker areas in the water, some shade coming off the boats, that type of thing. Simply use yellow, which I know is going to work with the orange. Obviously, they're basically sister colors right next to each other on the color wheel. Orange is basically half yellow. After the yellow is mapped in on the sky, we really want to bring a lot of these foreground elements back to the front, back to the surface. And so I'm going to be going in with the black, darkening up some of these edges, darkening up some of the fills, especially in these major trees on the center island there. All of this foreground foliage is going to bring it back to the front and feel like the light is actually beaming from behind it. It was just important for me to pick something that had some open space that I was going to be able to leave in the image and actually let the image breathe a little bit. After the darks are filled in, I'm coming in with the white Presto Jumbo Correction Pen, and I'm going to really be adding a lot of these highlights in these surface areas. You know, highlights on the boats, highlights on the trees, highlights on pretty much everything. And this white goes over all else in one pass, and that's really what I want here. I'm trying to get this done. I'm trying to have those highlights stand out. I'm trying to have them sparkle out here, you know what I mean? The farther I go with this, the more that I feel like I'm teetering on the edge of going too far and doing too much. And so detail until you're happy with it, but don't go overboard. It's very important to know when to stop. Montrose Harbor number 4. We're going to keep the warm weather, summertime drawings going as long as we can. Vibrant colors, reflections of summer. Thank you for watching. I'm OJ. Like and subscribe, Juice Loops Live. I'll see you next Thursday. Peace, everybody. Thank you.